Hey there, friends. How we doing? Welcome to the show. We've got some fun stuff to draw today, and we're gonna do some requests. So, if you want to start thinking of a cool jungle drawing, let's put it in your brain. But I'm gonna get some ink going, and then we'll start doing some warm ups. I thought today's warm up could be some monkeys, chimpanzees, something like that. So let's just get started. Hope you're having a good Sunday evening. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to do this. All right. We got a little curious fellow right here. Just kind of just I'm just thinking of it as I go along. Here's his little hands, little arms. All right. And we'll do some little legs right here. This is pretty fun. Here's his other hand back here. He's kind of got some fists going. And then his other foot over there. And I'm just doing some little lines as kind of like some shading. I don't want to color it in just yet. These are just cool black and white pictures. All right. That's a silly little friend. This one's a little more on alert, I'd say. Give this one a little tail. Eee. Get a little speech bubble, wouldn't you say? All right. We'll do one more little monkey, and then we'll get started on our main drawing. All right. Let's just we'll do something a little different here. Let's do let's do an angry gorilla. I know we did Donkey Kong last week, so we'll just keep this guy just a little bit different. All right. Here we go. We'll do a little more details on this one. Just to kind of do some shading and show some depth. Here we go. All right, here we go. we've got some little friends. So we're just gonna set this to the side. And as we're doing that, why don't we let me check on some tigers. Here, let's go. Let's go. Tiger cam. Tiger cam number 2. Oh, there they are. Very cute. They're just standing there, so kind of strange. All right, I'm gonna put a little bit more tape back here on the canvas, just to secure things. I'm sure it looks weird. I ran out of paper. It's hard to get paper delivered up in the treehouse. So we'll get some more next time. We'll get some good paper. But today we're gonna draw. We're gonna do a little something Gumby inspired. You know, I've got a couple friends with me. You may know them, you may not. They're cute little characters. So I thought it'd be fun to kind of put them in the jungle. So I'd say Jungle Gumby. You can say that 10 times fast. That's good for you. So what should they be doing? Should they be hiking? Kind of walking through the jungle? I mean, he's already got a good pose right now. I'm just kind of imagine him in kind of like an Indiana Jones clothing. We'll start with Gumby, and then we'll see what we can do with Pokey over here. Or we're just gonna kind of have him hanging out. Here, we'll start like that. You know, we'll put Pokey right here. Everyone's here for a good time. All right, so we're gonna start with Gumby's head. I usually like to start with the face and the head and kind of work my way down. So I'm gonna kind of visualize Gumby kind of in this area right here, maybe Pokey. Here we go. I'll get a little head here. I'm gonna give him like a little Indiana Jones hat. It doesn't have to make sense. It's a cartoon. Here we go. It's just kind of hanging on Gumby's head. I'm gonna try and draw a little shirt. I'm gonna do some eyes here. I'm gonna color those in. You know, we'll color them in later, so I'm sure it'll look good. Oh. So we got a good Gumby expression right now. Let's see. Should we give him a whip like Indiana Jones? Let's see here. Just kind of give him his little shirt. I think I'm going to kind of have him a little hesitant of going wherever he's about to go. But I am going to give him a little whip. I'm going to bring his kind of arm down like this. And we'll kind of connect it to the other side. And then here, you can kind of just draw the whip. Kind of just, it's in a bundle right now. And we'll do like a little strand, just kind of there. You kind of see it. All right, we'll add a little bit of blob there. Choo, 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 choo. All right. I'm gonna draw his other arm. Kind of like that. Oh, you know what? He's wearing a short shirt, but that's okay. I know Indiana Jones wears a long sleeve, but I'll just say that his sleeves are rolled up. He's working. Hey, Tom. Thank you so much. We're having a good time. I'm glad you're here. We're doing some Gumby. If you have any ideas, you know, I'm going to put this in everyone's brain again. We're going to do, everyone's going to write down, you know, we're going to write down our requests. We're going to put it in, and we'll pick out the winning idea. But for now, back to Gumby. I'm going to draw his leg kind of up like this. Here, let's see. I'm not going to give him any boots. I'm just going to have his foot out. That'll be fun to color in. But I kind of leave it at that. Let's see. Let's give him like some little pockets. Gonna have his belt. And do some folds in the jeans. Kind of details on the shirts. Some folds on the shirt. We'll just kind of do some shading here and there. You know, this one's going to be good to color in, so we don't need to do too much, but might as well add a little, just a little razzle dazzle. Even over here, but not too much. All right. You know, I thought I was going to put a little grassy thing here, but I think this is good. So now we can kind of start building the world a little bit. You can say they're kind of in a temple of some sort. So right now I'm just kind of drawing maybe some stepping stones that Gumby would have to kind of get over. You know, maybe you can help me tell the story. Or maybe Gumby doesn't know he's about to step on something that could be dangerous. And we can add a little shade here. And a little bit of shadow work down there, but not too much. Keep it going, keep it going. Alright, just a little bit over here. Why not? Now let's bring Pokey in. Should we have Pokey kind of facing this way? Or maybe sticking his head. Watch out, Gumby! That's a good question. What kind of treasure are they looking for? These are the questions we need to figure out, folks. It's not gold. Gumby doesn't treasure gold. Let's see. I bet it's a very old marble or a toy that he lost in one of the adventure books. So they're on a quest to receive something that means a lot to them. So we'll try and figure that out. You know, and that gives me a good idea. Instead of putting Pokey over here, we're going to put Pokey over here so that we can have our object kind of over here. I think that's going to be a good call. I bet Gumby would be... Whoa! Earthquake. I bet Gumby would be afraid of snakes, but I bet he's not the type of... That's the type of thing to hate any snakes. So he'd probably just be okay with snakes. Not really friends, but just okay. So I'm gonna try and match the same size. So here, his little head, his little mouth. He's kind of in shock at what Gumby's doing. Keep that little area down there. Alright. Now I'm going to kind of go back and add this little mohawk. That's pretty big, but that's okay. We're having fun. I'm going to connect it here, and I'm going to add a little 3D element. Yeah, Gumby. I'll just do a little shading. And now we're going to kind of add some detail in there. just gonna go ahead and darken this right there. It's looking a little crusty, but that's alright. Once everything gets filled in, it's gonna look really good. Alright, now we'll kind of do, let's see, maybe he's saying, look out, Gumby! Hey everybody, Boba Fett's in the house. Hey brother. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'm doing Indiana Gumby. Well, it was like Jungle Gumby, but now it's kind of turned into Indiana Gumby. And I'm not mad. I don't think anybody's mad at all. Alright. So we're trying to figure out he's going to be stepping on. Here, let's just do another stone and kind of fill this area over here. Yeah, I'm just kind of doing some squiggles. Nothing makes sense, and that's the beauty. Alright, so maybe kind of off in the distance we'll have his object of desire. So let's kind of just draw this, kind of little area with maybe some cliffs that he's got to get over to. Oh no. But he's got to jump. Oh my gosh, this is quite a scary place. And they just go up the mountain. What is it? What are you searching for, Gumby? Help me out, chat. What is Gumby searching for? I'm just going to kind of add a little darkness, a little shadow to some of these little cliff things here. But, now that we kind of established... Oh, that's a good idea, a special blockhead statue. Well, let's fill in the rest of our background. I kind of like the idea that they're somewhat under a cave. So we can kind of just add some wiggle shapes up and down. We can just do a little bit in the background here because we can use the paint can kind of help us fill in some other space. Even down here, you can see where they originally came. Little stairway. It's been a long journey, Gumby. I'm terrible at doing the voice. Alright, just adding a little more details here. We can make this a big floating object too. Alright. And now, it's since we're using ink here, we're just gonna wait for things to dry. Do 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 do. Alright, maybe we can cut to a tiger cam. Oh, there's the family. That's great. They're doing great, everybody. Alright. Now we're just kind of thinking of Gumby stuff, but I like the idea of another character. Perhaps it's a golden statue of, one of the blockheads. We're trying to think. Let's think together. When we get painting, we can start having some light come in here. So maybe we just start painting. Oh, you know what? I have a good idea. I know what Gumby likes. There we go. It's the ancient lost guitar that Gumby needs to play to bring the world together before it blows up. I think that's good. Because Gumby is a rock star. He plays a lot. He's in a band. I think that's pretty cool. All right. So let's just give a little clean here. Let's get the ink off our drawing utensil, and let's find a good brush. All right. Get some water here. And I think we'll start with Pokey's color here. So we're just going to get a little bit of orange. And we're going to go for it. All right. I'm going to leave a little bit of space open on top so I can paint a different color, because I kind of want like this, a little bit of sunbeam kind of shining in here. So just going to only partially color Pokey. But it'll all look good and make sense. Appreciate everyone for sticking along here. You know, we can even do some of this this rock over here a little bit of red. Why not? We're gonna just add some color. You know, we can kind of come back and we can add to it, take it away. We can do whatever we want. Those birds, you know. It's loud up here. Not gonna lie. You know, since we're here, you know, we might as well get some brown color. Let's see. That kind of mixes in with the red there. You know, some kind of like red rocks. And as you see, I'm kind of just painting one side of it. So I want everything kind of on this side of the objects to be just a little bit darker. You know, because we can kind of have like, you know, they're in a cave of wonder, you can say. So now I'm just going to kind of paint things kind of around Gumby. Just kind of like, just leave some parts open. We can add some light color. All right. Same with these little floaty islands here. You know, we might as well add some into this this stone. Let's just get this. It's gonna get a little bit dry. Just kind of just do some squiggles. Just kind of some roughness. There we go. That's what we want. And now we might as well do a little bit of Gumby's. Let's see. Is that purple? We don't want that. Wrong color. Gumby's outfit here. I'm just adding a little bit of brown and a little bit of a darker color here. And you know, we're just going for it. You know, that whip, we could just color all of that in, no problem. Just leave a little bit for the light to touch here on the edge. Yeah, it's looking good. Gumby's looking good. Get a little bit more. If you want to make things darker when you're painting with watercolors, you kind of have to let it dry a little bit. our favorite thing to do here at Drawing with Johnny is we just like to let things dry forever. That's okay. Don't be afraid to let it dry and come back. So we're going to come back a little bit on that. You know, this is like a little bit dry, so we can kind of take this darker color. We can kind of push it in. See, that looks good. And it didn't take very long for it to dry, so I feel like we did great, everybody. Alright, I'm kind of adding some more here. Should probably add some up here. I forgot about all this stuff. Get out of here, tape. That's just being stubborn. Whoa. Whoa, the tigers. They must have ran off and done something. Right. I'm just going to kind of paint. Just going to kind of fill these in. This doesn't really have to be too affected by the light. Because we'll say this is kind of, you know, above it. We make the rules here. Alright. And I'm just going to kind of do that. That's pretty good. It's a good looking mountain. You know, we'll kind of go back. Get Gumby's hat. Not too much. Not too much of the hat. Alright, we can kind of go back. It's a little bit dry. A little bit drier. What kind of music do you think would be playing? Dun 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 dun. Ba ba bum bum. Up ba ba bum bum. I think that's kind of what it would be like. Get excited, everybody. Dun 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 dun. Now let's get that green color. I'm not sure which. I might have to kind of mix two greens together here. Let's see. That's looking pretty good. We're just going to go for it, everybody. Get out of there. Get out of there. Not supposed to be in the eyes. Alright, it's okay. I never learned to stay in the lines. But with watercolor, it's okay. Sometimes you can just kind of push it around. When it comes to light colors, you can't really add light colors, so you want to stay away from some light spots if you don't want paint there. Because it stays there, and that's okay. Alright, I'm going to add a little bit more green. Keep it light up there. We'll come back and add another layer here. Alright, I'm kind of doing his arm. I'm leaving some space. Space for some light. Yes, it would be a very suspenseful moment for Gumby and Pokey. It would, to be honest, it would have to be like rock music. Excuse me, not literally rocks, but an epic John Williams type rock ballad. Man, I'd really watch Indiana Gumby. Alright. Alright, you know, we're just gonna color in that spot. That's okay. I'm gonna fill in this spot as well. Boy, the birds are singing. Now we can kind of go back. Let's do a little bit, add a little darker. Now things are really starting to pop. Alright, and that's great. Sometimes a lot of people are like, watercolor, just too light. Well, you just gotta go layer after layer after layer. So we're all learning here. Here we go. Just add a little bit more. A little more darkness. A little more. This is still wet down here, but that's okay. It's pretty good green. We're getting there. I'm just going to put this one on the side. We'll grab another paintbrush. We'll grab another one, just do another color. Sometimes if you mix things together, it doesn't really work out. So we're going to get some yellow here. Hello. Do the little mouth. And we're going to do these little eyebrows. This is very subtle stuff. It's very small. But that worked. Alright. Great job, everybody. And now we'll kind of go red for the eyes. Let's get that. Let's get a good red. A little orange. I gotta mix a couple colors together sometimes. Here we go. Oh, it's nice. It's a nice dark color. It's a nice dark red. We're getting there. Alright. Pokey blue eyes. So maybe we'll get another brush for that, just for fun. Let's see. We'll get a little small one. Let's see. I'm really gotta get that paint going here. Alright, it's blue, I promise. But this is good. You know, we can kind of, we can work with this color, but we don't really need this brush anymore. Let's go back. Just get a little clean. Because I kind of like this blue for the stones here. So we can kind of just color this in. And these are just the ones here. We'll add some more gray to it, but I think it's a good starting color. Even add just a little bit in the mountains. Just add just a little bit of texture. I don't know. I'm just trying things here. We can add a little bit up here. Almost like a rocky texture, you know? Alright, we've got it kind of filled in. This is good. This is good. Now I can kind of go to a darker color. Now we can kind of come in here and really add some darkness. I might as well come over here to Pokey's hair. So let's... Alright. Pokey's looking good. It's coming together. Alright, good job, team. Now let's kind of fill in the background. You know, we're gonna place this water here. I'm just gonna dump it out. Give it a little clean. Gonna put it back in. Let's get some fresh water. Alright. And it's dirty. Great. So let's see. We kind of want to show some light coming through. What kind of color should we go in the background? Maybe like a purple. I think something like that would be kind of interesting. Let's see. What color is this? What color are you? We're just going to test it. That's a red color. We don't really want that. Sorry, folks. We'll do a little bit of blue. Blue in that kind of makes purple. That's pretty good. All right, so I'm just going to draw. Just do a few lines here. All right. And now I'm just going to kind of fill in some of these here. Oh my gosh. I think one of the monkeys is trying to speak to me. Well, I don't know what it said. Let's go in for a closer look. In fact, let's go even closer. All right. Is that pretty good? It's a little blurry. But this is pencil cam. And we're just going to kind of fill this in. We'll do a little bit here. And we're going to fill in this little bit here in the middle too. Oh, too much blue. A little more. There we go. There we go, everybody. And if you do too much, just like a big amount, you can just kind of spread it around. Spread the wealth. Spread the paint. Now, we'll make these a little more refined, because right now it just looks like just big lines. I get it. Okay, let's do another one here. Oh, too much. I'm losing the lines. We'll just kind of say that. Hope that's not a real song. I get copyright. All right. Hey there. Hey there, Ethan. Thank you for joining. We're doing Indiana Gumby. It's looking great. All right. And now we can kind of add some of this little purple color on the rock. We might as well. Just like a little bit. Not too much, but add some down here. Add some on here as well. Purple, blues, and grays, look pretty good together. They look pretty good. We can kind of fix this. Well, let's make this look shiny. That's the goal here. All right. So let's kind of just go in. We're just gonna get some yellow, and we're just gonna kind of make a little aura around it. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. I know it's hard to see, but it's there. You know what? We'll just add some more yellow, just kind of coming in anyways. This is the sunlight that we wanted to put on our characters. So let's just put a little bit of yellow. Yellow in these spots. Hello. Kind of mix that yellow and the green up here. And a little bit down here, a little bit up here. And if some of it stays white, that's okay. We're just trying to get some shine across here, you know. Well, that just turned all yellow, and that's alright. Sometimes you just gotta go with it. And now we'll kind of add yellow to the mountain here. And some other areas. Doo-doo-doo. This is looking good. We're looking good. Very fantasy. And so with watercolor, we're just gonna try and blend all this stuff. Get it look just a little bit smoother. Let's just try it out. You know, we don't want those hard lines as much. Let's just kind of go for it. Get out of there. I think it's working. I think it's working. Just kind of spreading the paint around. There we go. Alright. Don't be afraid to use your hands. Just kind of push things around too. There's no rules. Alright. It's looking pretty good. Looking pretty good, folks. Friends, travelers. What color should we do this? Should we do like a gold? I feel like a gold, you know, gold. Pretty neat. It'd just be a good little, you know, dark yellow. Or we could do something more majestic, like a red. If you have any ideas, feel free to let me know. I am open to that. But we can kind of add some more darkness to things. So let's just add a little more. We really want to make those shadows nice and heavy. Let's see if we can do some more in Gumby here. Right. How's this looking, everybody? Oh gosh, that's a little too dark. But that's okay. We're just going with it. It makes Pokey stand out, and that's good. Okay, I'm just gonna cover this one. All right. I think it's looking good. We can add a little bit up here. A little darkness. And now we kind of switch sides once we get over here. Now we can kind of add some darkness up there. Some more brown because it's a little too dark. Now I feel like I gotta add it over here. Let's go for it. And to give it that rocky look, you know, I just kind of squish the brush. You know, you don't have to do perfect lines. Thank you, Melanie. All right. She says it's looking great. I'm just going to kind of fill this in. We'll add a little brown to these blocks as well. Over the years, they've been covered in dust. Here we go. I'm just kind of getting the brush wet and I'm going back to different areas. Woo! think it's looking great. Let's go in and color that guitar, though. I think a gold color is going to be nice and good. Let's see. I'll add a little more gold glow around it. Little sparkle, sparkle, sparkle. It's great. Gee, Gumby. Is that a fender? Forgot to add some up here. Here we go. We can just add this yellow wherever we please. Add some more on the blocks here too. Why not? Forgot that. Add a little bit more here. We can kind of just go back in there and blend this a little bit. Not too much. We like the hand look. And this one, however, we can go there. Oh. You guys hear them out there? I think they like the drawing too. All right. We can kind of go. Let's get some darker. Let me get some darker purples again. We're gonna go back. We're just gonna do some. Just do some lines like this. All right. I think that's looking good. Kind of even have like a little bit kind of breaking through like that as the brush kind of dries, kind of adds that little texture. And we'll just get a little bit more. We'll do a little bit over here. Kind of film this area up here. Oh. All right, that's looking pretty good. We can kind of blend this one a little bit more. Why not? Still kind of wet. Still kind of move things around. But once we get closer to the guitar, kind of want to leave it alone. Let's check on the tigers. We're going to let this dry for a little bit. Oh my gosh, there they are. They look angry. Look out, everybody. Oh, look out. Whoa. Oh. That was close, everybody. That was a close one. What do you think, Gumby? I think Gumby approves. I don't know. I'm liking it. We could go on it forever with watercolor. You could never end. But I think we're gonna wrap on this one first, so we can move on. We're gonna do a request. So let's get that started here. We're gonna choose. Let's get three or four different ideas. If you guys have any jungle creatures, animals, things that you think would be in the jungle, go ahead and let me know in the chat. For example, we were doing monkeys earlier. We could do a monkey related drawing. We could do birds. We could do Tarzan. We did kind of Tarzan yesterday, but we can do whatever you like. So far, it looks like we have a smiley face as a request from Ethan. Thank you, Ethan. Smiley face. Tiki Demon. That's a good idea. All right. You know, if we don't get that many requests, we can just do this one. So let's write down Tiki Demon first, everybody. We're going to scoot this up. Doop, doop, doop. And we're going to fold it. It's in. Tree Frog. Here we go. We got Tree Frog. Tree Frog, everybody. Tree Frog on a Tiki Demon. Okay, we're going to put that in there too. Let's just Tree Frog on a Tiki Demon. This is great, everybody. And, oh, we got a sloth. We'll do one more. We'll do a sloth too. All right, sloth is in. Now we're just going to shake it up. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Tree Frog on a Tiki Demon. It is. Congratulations. We got a little team request. That's going to be fun. Tree Frog on a Tiki Demon. Let's get our pen here. We'll get some more tape. This is going to be a good drawing. Tiki Frog Demon. That's also good too. Let's see here. I'm going to do a little piece of tape on each side. How about that, everybody? All right. A little bit of ink here. Tree Frog, Tiki Demon. Oh, I got a little ink here. That's okay. This is going to be a psychedelic, strange drawing, so let's go for it. Let's do the frog first. And if you're afraid of frogs, feel free to shield your eyes. And we're just going to start with some goofy looking eyes here. That's our little friend. And tree frogs have, you know, big old sticky little fingers. So those are really, really funny to draw here. Alright, and some feet. Kind of add some little spots on it. Okay, there we go. We got a little tree frog. Now a Tiki Demon That's just gonna be, we'll just make a scary tiki looking character. Alright, so we're gonna say that he's on his head. And I'm just gonna kind of draw a little like platform, a little like wood looking, platform. How about that? So we're gonna kind of give him, how about we start with the expressions? All right, we got a little bit of a, here, little face. Now, let's see. Let's give him a, they're like little stick arms, because this is like a little, it's like a little stump. That's what we're doing here. It's like a little stump, angry little tiki demon. Kind of give it some more personality. Let's kind of add just some kind of designs. Add some 3 dimension in here. Imagine this is a, like a wood cut out character here. Now we can kind of give him some little horns. I think that's kind of fun. One could be kind of down. He's kind of aloof. There we go. He's a little silly guy. Little tiny feet. Little twigs just kind of growing out. Now, there's a lot of open space up here. Maybe we can kind of do like a feather of some sort. Let's get some more ink here. Maybe like a little, like a little top hat too. There we go. Maybe like some little fruit or something. Just got little twigs. A little stump. His little hat. This is our little tree stump tiki demon. And we'll add like a little, I think this is a good idea, maybe like a little tail. The fruit sells it. I mean, it's, yeah, a little strawberry. You know, I don't know. You see strange things in the jungle. Maybe scary, but maybe it's just a friend. You know, just kind of adding some scratch marks. All right, let's get painting. All right, we're gonna, wait for that to dry just a little bit. All right. And we're going to start with some brown here. All right. Some parts are still kind of wet, but that's okay. We're just going to go with it. I'm going to kind of give the whole base, a wood base. Even little hat. All right. Now we're going to kind of get some purple. Kind of add this purple haze that's kind of coming in from this direction. I'll even put it on the frog here. Strawberry. So I feel like the tiki colors are very vibrant, almost like Christmas lights. I'm just gonna give some scary demon eyes here. Might as well color in the teeth. Uh, Needs fire, lots of fire. Okay, yeah, we can do a little fire background. How about that? We can kind of just kind of do some. Kind of get some yellow here. All right, now we can kind of add some of this yellow reflection on our characters as well. Just a little bit here and there. All right. Really silly, everybody. All right. Now kind of get some darker colors. Put it in here in different places. this for the hat. Kind of let that dry a little bit. Don't want it to clash too much with our frog. Here we go. I'm kind of painting these little areas in here. Now we'll switch it up. Get a little green color here. Probably the same green that we had for our Gumby. This will be good. All right. Oh, yeah, that's a pretty dark green. Just gonna kind of pick that up. Let's change out our water here. Check on the tigers. Seems like they're just still hanging out. So it's good here. All right. And we're going to kick a different green. This one, hopefully we can get a more lighter. There we go. That's better. This is looking good. I think it's the green is really bringing it together. All right. Let's see here. We're just kind of fixing in just little spots, just like tiny little areas, but I think it's looking great. Just toss some green anywhere you want. Go ahead. More green over here? Absolutely. Alright. So now we've got that. We can kind of add maybe some blue color. How about we go back to that? Just kind of, just put it on top. You know, why not? And just kind of squiggle it around. Kind of spreading the water equally, you know. Now I kind of want to get another purple color here. I don't want to mess with that fire too much. But we do want the color from it, so and we can still kind of keep those shapes. Alright. Now it's a tiki dance. This is just too silly, everybody. Just kind of get some darker colors, I suppose. Try and make the other colors pop a little bit. Here we go. kind of go back to that berry. Now you can really see it. Alright. You can do those other ones like blueberries or something. Is that a purple? Let's just add that purple. Just gonna add it right in the middle. Why not? Let's get that brush a little bit dry. Texture on the teeth and stuff. Alright. This is a strange little character. And it means you no harm. You know, I have a good idea. Let's have another thing you can add to it, a little final touch. And after this everybody, we can do a little giveaway. Alright, so I'm gonna kinda get this reddish orange. I'm just gonna kinda do some fun little spirals here. That's silly. You know, we might as well add just a little bit more yellow down here. There we go. Just really get some yellow in there. Maybe a tad bit of orange. Oh. Should take these off, huh? Oh. Oh. Alright. That's fun, everybody. He licked the frog. Alright. I'm just gonna wait for this to dry a little bit. Then we're gonna do, let's see. Still a little wet. We gotta sign. We gotta sign stuff. Let's go back to Gumby. Sign this. And then we'll do a little giveaway. We'll come back and we'll sign that one later. I'm just gonna put it here in the corner. JM 2025. Alright. And now we're gonna do a little giveaway. Let's see. We'll do a little monkey for this week. Let's do another arm here. We'll do another leg over there. Little hand. Little feet. I'm going to kind of color this in. Doop, doop, doop. I'm going to kind of same just for a little bit. This one. Alright, we'll say thank you for watching. Did I spell that right? Cool. Speech bubble. Do another signature here. Alright. And you know what? Looking here at the chat, let's see. Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, we're gonna see who has the most comments in the chat. You get this prize. We got 10 comments from Boba Fett. Let's see how many we got, Ethan, here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 comments from Ethan. So you win the prize today, the giveaway. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Ethan is our winner. Woo! All right. I think that's going to be it for today, folks. Go back on our drawings here, see what we did. Started out with some monkeys. That was fun. A little adventure with our friend Indiana Gumby. Thanks, friends. And then things got a little bit strange with our frog on a tiki demon. Let's just do our signature here. All right, it's dry. Well. It was a great time today hanging out in the treehouse with all of you guys, and hope to see you next Sunday at 6 p.m. So that's right. You can win prizes in many different ways. Today's prize was, hey, if you're saying the most stuff, I really appreciate it. I just like hanging out and talking with all your friends. So we're going to check one more time on our tigers, and then we're going to say goodbye. Bye, tigers. All right. Let's check. I think we have another tiger cam. Let's check it out. Well, here we go. Oh, there it goes. The little thing. Great. Well, see you next Sunday.
Until next time.